I have a good news and a bad news for you. Good news is that our dream is going to become true because traveling to Thailand is going to be easier. But the bad news is, if you want to know, watch this video. สวัสดีค่ะ It's me, Teya, Suchira. If you want to know more about Thailand, please make sure to subscribe and hit the bell so you will not miss anything about my country. My dream is becoming to be more true. I just have to say more true. It's just because of it's not exactly true yet, so I don't quite believe it. I'm talking about what I talked to you yesterday about Thailand is going to open the country easier in December. A person who are fully vaccinated and also you come from 61 countries and another 2 territories, you can come here as test and go programs. Usually you have to do RT-PCR test before traveling to Thailand and also after you arrive Thailand for another RT-PCR test, and the cost of RT-PCR test, including with a hotel quarantine for 1 night, is not quite cheap if you stay at the good hotel. So right now the government is trying to loosen the rule just because of since the beginning of November until today. We have the case of Covid-19 that we found from foreigners who come to visit Thailand, even less than 1%. So they are not quite worried. Just compare with the case of Covid-19 in our own country is a lot compared with when the tourists come here. It's just only 0.8% only. So they feel quite confident to loosen the rule for the tourists to come here, to arrive here and use only ATK or antigen test. So when you arrive Thailand, you don't have to do more RT-PCR tests, but still require you to do antigen test. So congratulations, this one, if it's become true. Well, if it's become true, it's going to start it on the 1st of December. But when I say if it's become true, it's just because they just have a meeting today and then they announce to public again. This is, I think, I starting to understand the way of how the government in Thailand works. They tell first and they do later. Just like when the Prime Minister told us before that we're going to open Thailand on the 1st of November, and people in the tourism businesses feel like shocked. Everybody's shocked, like, oh, what? They had just only very short time to prepare everything, and then finally we open Thailand on the 1st of November for real. But of course, at the beginning when we start to open, in November, is very not quite smooth at all. Even right now, it's still not quite smooth, especially I'm talking about the process of Thailand Pass. It's still not quite smooth. Well, it's almost 1 month now, but the system is still not stable. So the bad things is right now, we have just only 4 more days to prepare everything. I don't know for myself. I feel like what is going to be like, because even the hotel staff or anyone, they don't know anything yet. It's the same. It's the same as before, that they announce first and then they do it later. So if you have any question, how about you already make a booking in December or anything like that, if you're going to get a refund hotel or anything like that, please keep it in your mind first, because I don't think anyone can tell you yet. At least today, no one can tell you yet. They still need to go and talk about it. And then, to be honest, I myself don't feel quite confident that they would really open on the 1st of December, because it's a little bit too rushed to prepare everything. But it's nothing like a big process to prepare everything. But I don't know. Let's see. So for general information for any of you guys who can come here as a test and go program, you can just take it as a note that in the future, I don't know when exactly, hopefully on the 1st of December, in the future, you just have to pay for ATK test and including with the transportation. So the general picture is like once when you arrive the airport, you're going to be picked up by the hotel. The hotel is going to take you to their place and then they're going to do antigen, I hate this word, antigen test at the hotel. But you're not necessary to stay or book the room at the hotel because antigen test, it takes very short time to get a result. And after you get a result of the negative, you can go anywhere. But just in case your flight land by night, you have nowhere to go, you may have to make a booking with the hotel. How can you make a booking with a hotel, something like that? Please don't ask me yet. And I think the hotel also want to say something like this, that don't ask us yet because they need to get a meeting and they have to discuss. To be honest, for myself, I feel like very confusing. Like I ask myself in my mind, like, why don't they just do antigen test at the airport? After get a result at the airport, why just spread anywhere? They can go anywhere. But I think they have a reason, and also they just want to make sure that they are well organized. I have no idea, but if I was a prime minister, I would let you guys to get a test at the airport, and then after it's done, I would just let you just like go away. So so please wait for more information about how you can book something like this in the future. For at the moment, any question, we don't know anything yet. I just give you information and hopefully it's useful for you who are making plan. So at least when you are about to pay for the hotel, you may have to hold this for a couple days and then hopefully we will have more information to tell you. Not just only test and go programs, I also have another good news for any of you who can come here as a Sandbox Project. Sandbox Project is like you are also fully vaccinated, but you just because you're not come from that 61 countries and 2 territories, you still have to do Sandbox Project. And Sandbox Project, this time in the future, they're going to reduce you to stay at part of the sandbox for only 5 days. And also they have new update of Blue Zone for you from the beginning of December. So the Blue Zone from before, you can quarantine at Phuket also, right? Phuket or Krabi and Bangkok and Pattaya. Right now we have new Blue Zone province which is going to start from the December. But this one, please don't get panic yet because I still don't feel confident to give you news and I need to follow up more because they don't tell us quite clear, or I don't know if they try to hide something. What I'm thinking about is like I don't see them mention about Pattaya at all. From before, people can do a quarantine in Pattaya or sandbox in Pattaya, but they don't mention about Blue Zone in Pattaya. So from December, they said that from 4 provinces, they start to extend to be 7 provinces, which is Bangkok, Krabi, Kanchanaburi, Nonthaburi, Pathum Thani, Phang and Phuket. So this is going to be 7 provinces which you can go to do a quarantine for 5 days for the sandbox in that Blue Zone provinces. For the Sandbox Project, during your staying for 5 days, you still need to have RT-PCR test for the first time, and also for the second time, you will going to get our ATK tests. And they also have something new for young kids who traveling to Thailand as well. For the person who's older than 18 years old, you really require to be fully vaccinated to travel to Thailand. And children during 12 years old until 17 years old, you have one vaccination. And also, you're not necessary to get vaccine, but you need to travel with your parent who take care of you. And you need to have RT-PCR test within 72 hours before flying to Thailand. And children from 6 years old until 12 years old who come with the adult, you have to get RT-PCR test before traveling to Thailand within 72 hours as well. And also for a children who's younger than 6 years old, you don't have to get RT-PCR test before traveling to Thailand. And once when you arrive here, you're going to do the test by a saliva. I want to be a kid. And a person who are recovered from COVID-19 within 3 months. And you need to have a medical certificate that guarantee you that you are okay. You shouldn't have any symptom even though you haven't got a new vaccine yet. And another case is like if you already recover from COVID-19 and you get at least one vaccination, you are also welcome to come to Thailand too. Another good thing is that both project of Test and Go and also Sandbox Project, we also welcome another travelers who come by not just only by air anymore. We also welcome anyone who come by road. So it means that we will going to start to open the border between Thailand and Nong Khai or Laos. So we let the people from Laos to across the border to visit Thailand by Nong Khai border. And also anybody who come by the sea also welcome to Thailand. But the system is still the same. Before you arrive Thailand, you still need to show RT-PCR test first. And after that, when you arrive Thailand, you need to have another test, which is ATK test. How about unvaccinated tourists? You still have to do a quarantine for 10 days. But any of you who are fully vaccinated, but you're not in a list of what Thailand approved you, but your vaccine is not in a list of what Thailand approved you, you are welcome and you only do a quarantine for only 5 days, and after that you can just go out and travel normally as well. So this is all about the update of what we're going to do in the near future in December, which it seems like everything is getting easier. But however, you all still have to do Thailand Pass application, which is still very important. And again, please don't get too excited yet because they're telling you today and then they're going to talk and discuss. And after that, they're going to tell us more about the process. So just take it as a note and stay calm. And stay calm. But I understand you would be so excited because things is getting easier, right? But still, we still have some process because we still have to be aware of the COVID-19, which could happen everywhere. But however, they said that for any countries which is from Europe, even though we heard that many countries in Europe starting to have more concern about new wave of COVID-19, Thailand say we are okay at the moment. We will not taking off any countries which we already announced them to come. They are still welcome to come, but as long as you have as long as you have RT-PCR test, you are fully vaccinated, it's going to be still okay. So please don't worry if you come from those countries in Europe or any countries which is still getting more concerned about COVID-19. Thailand still welcoming you as long as you follow our rule, and that is all. What do you think about this news? Are you feeling more relaxed about coming here? I think you should, because compare with at the beginning, oh my God, many of you complain a lot, right? I know. This news today, you still have to complain, right? I know. But it's much better than before. But again, if you feel like, okay, it's still complicated, I don't want to get through these complicated things, Teya, please arrange the paperwork for me. Yes, Stella and myself and our team still here helping you, supporting you. So if you need anything, you can just contact us, especially Thailand Pass. It still gives you a lot of headache. Myself too, when I fill the form of Thailand Pass, it's lots of headache. So if you're interested to let us fill the form, just contact us. So this is just a rough information to let you to acknowledge about what we're going to do in December, and hopefully it's become to be perfectly true and start on the 1st of December. But again, please don't hope yet. This is Thailand. It doesn't mean good and perfect, right? This is Thailand, so just have to be calm and don't expect anything much. Let them work. I believe that they try to work very hard to make everything to be professional, and hopefully I will have more update news to share with you about this. So what do you think about this news? Are you happy? I think you should be happy. I'm quite happy because I can sense that many of you will be back to Thailand soon. But one thing that the doctor from the Ministry of Public Health mentioned is that once when it's easier to travel to Thailand, we also need to talk about the system of how to manage accepting, manage welcoming you on arrival, and how to manage to protect all the safety for the tourists and also for people in the country, and to make this business and economy to just get through together. So they really need to talk about that because they know that it's going to be much more tourists to come here. So I also understand about this. So please give them time. Just have time. 4 more days, right? Anyway, so if you have any question about traveling here, please don't ask me about this yet. I don't know yet, okay? Anyway, I hope that the news today bring you a happiness and also new hope to come back to Thailand sooner. And if you feel like you like this video, please at least give me a thumb up. And if you think it's useful, you're more than welcome to share to your friends. I hope that they know this news, they would be happy like me and like everyone as well. And if you appreciate it with my information, you want to support my channel, you want to buy me a coffee, you can have a look in the description how to buy me a coffee. And another thing that I want to update with you that right now I do have a membership. So any of you who wants to support me, just welcome to be my member. Hopefully in the future I will have some extra activities for the member. If you want to buy a t-shirt for East Thai things, I already have the shop for sale for you as well. So anyway, I hope you all have a good day. Thanksgiving, am I late? Thanksgiving days, right? I think I'm late just because of we don't have these days in Thailand. We are Buddhist country, but yeah, I hope that you had a good time with your family. So I will see you next time. For today, สวัสดีค่ะ